March 28th. Today marks a really big day in my world, especially 6 years ago today. So, if you are going through something in your life and you're not even sure of, can I get through it? Here's a friendly reminder to you that the only way out is through it. And I'm just going to give you a tiny little viewpoint of what I got through. And it feels like I'm still going through. And I'm in a position in my life right now, luckily, that I had no idea when the perfect storm hit. Hit officially today, March 28th, 2020. And it just kept going for intensively for about 3 months. And then it kind of was still pretty present for about 7 months, 9 months, but it felt more officially completed, like the birth has happened after 12 months. However, I still just notice and want to acknowledge within myself, my body, my soul, my cells, of that, wow, I'm still picking up the pieces a little bit and going through my recalibration. And so may this just more brief story of mine just really remind you of there's a way, and the way is to be present. The way is to, as much as you can, clear out the noise and really drop in so deeply into yourself and allow yourself to guide you. Allow your soul, allow God, allow your guides to really guide you and direct you and staying in alignment with your North Star. And my North Star has just held above me for most of my life of wellness, of I love wellness. I'm fascinated with wellness. I was a personal trainer. I knew I was supposed to be a personal trainer when I was 19. And I was fascinated with being well in all the different dimensions. And so it was so perplexing and terrifying for all the reasons. But when my body hit the perfect storm and just felt like it was absolutely crumbling, me being this very healthy, conscious, eating so well, loved movement, loved keeping things fairly basic. I wasn't an intense workout person, but that I was just so about health and thriving. However, my soul and the universe, I know, had a different kind of intention with this in lining me up with 2020. That these wild things that happened to me could have happened anytime, but my soul chose to have it all happen when I was actually supported financially by the government, or as I chose to say at the time, Santa. Because I love Santa, believe Santa is so magical. And because of what the world was going through a rebirth. Corona means crown. I was going through my own, separate from COVID, incredible rebirth, where while I was going through the canal that essentially lasted 12 months, I would have repetitive dreams about me giving birth. One dream in particular, where my mom was there and I was saying to her, I can't go through this. We have to stop this delivery because I'm going to crash. I'm going to die. I can't have this pain and all this happen. And can my body actually handle this? And so I had to just keep going within in my dreams during the day, the main activity of my day for about 9 months, 12 months, was laying down and meditating and being with myself. My doctor, after a few months, handed me over, said, I can't figure you out, can't help you, good luck. Here's someone else you can try. Essentially, I became my own doctor. So, to give you a little story, quick synopsis, I was a healer. I'm a healer. I help other people. A lot was going down, of course, in March 2020. So I was helping other people who were just really frantic and panicked. And so I was giving that energy. I chose to dive in and do some really deep work again on some childhood trauma. And I did this deep work that I've done before, but it was during this crazy time and it was also virtual. And you just go into yourself and you help heal that trauma, but you also magnify the emotions. And just for whatever reason, didn't close it up in that session. And so I essentially left those sessions blasted open. And my lower chakras were left blasted wide open and basically blew my fuses energetically. So that happened a few days without totally realizing it before March 28th on 2020. I was doing all these different healings. March 28th, today, 6 years ago, I see someone who's incredibly angry with the world, how it's being handled. I take in his anger. That then really starts to drain me. I'm like, I gotta go inside. I gotta take a nap. My back is hurting. Couldn't go to the chiropractor because of what was going on. Had new shoes. Structure body's kind of like, ooh, my weakness in my back is really starting to get in pain. I sneeze. The sneeze that set it all off. Back absolutely goes out. I was in so much excruciating pain. Couldn't get up, but I had to get up because my digestion got absolutely thrown off because of the pain I was in and because of what happened with the nerves. Then essentially I couldn't sleep for a week. I was in so much pain every 2 hours. My body would be craving to wake myself up to eat. I kept feeling and kept having these horrific episodes where I was just crashing and about to go through the floor, feeling like. I would feel the pain and the anxiety of the world. I was kind of matching that of what happened to me being blasted open. My back was in so much pain. I had a practitioner who helped me 2 days in. And that was the time when I again really saw and felt my angels, where I was witnessing them working around her, and they came around me and they held me, and I saw them in the garden, and they said to me with so much truth and trust of everything is going to be okay. Everything is going to be just fine. When I couldn't really even look on the news, but I would hear these little stories of the news wasn't really telling us that. And all of our thoughts and what could happen, could we ever come together again? Could we ever be normal again? When my body was crashing and crumbling and I don't know what symptom was going to bubble up next. But I held on to that and I aligned with that. And all these tears came through me after that massage session and seeing my angels and tuning into my inner child and knowing what I did heal within my body or started to try to heal even more was true. And I can trust my body's wisdom. And then for 12 months, when I was like bedridden for several months, couldn't walk, body was crashing, because also what I found out, it took a few months, my thyroid medicine was on recall. All at the same time. Had no idea the strength, the potency that I swore I was supposed to have. Nope, it wasn't as effective. Body was crashing massively. I was vegan for about 13 years. I had dreams months before this of shoving meat, and I felt so guilty, so full of shame. Can I actually shove meat again? But my body is just craving it. I checked in with someone else read my body and said, no, I don't think so. And then all of this happened. And then I had to really listen to my body, be with my body, just with myself. Tears started to fall down my face, and it was screaming, yes, please feed me meat. Your body cannot handle this. I then began to eat like two people. So while I was going through this and the world was going through that chaos and that just crumble, my body was crumbling, and my wife had to witness me through several episodes of feeling as though I was going to leave my body, which I think essentially many times my soul did leave my body because of how uncomfortable I was. But what kept bringing me back is I trust I am safe. I had to go back to my energetic tools. I had to go back to my energetic tools that I use to stay grounded, to stay contained, to stay close to nature, to stay close to my truth. However, several times I did have it throughout these months, throughout the year. Is this my new normal? Do I even want to get through this? Am I ever going to be able to travel again, to leave the nest that feels so safe? When I also feel inside so trapped, like I can't move. I don't know what symptom my body's going to have next. It just feels like this. What is going on with the world? Is that even safe? But I kept myself somehow by all the work that I do, where I didn't get depressed. I didn't have spirals of anxiety, panic attacks. I stayed so close to myself and I listened, and it was divine time that my soul and body and God put it in this time where I didn't have to work. I couldn't work. So all I had time to do was go within and keep asking the big questions. What does my body need now? What do my lower chakras need now to be able to be just more regular, live a regular life, and feel safe and okay to actually go to the grocery store without feeling so blasted open? I was someone who loved to dance. I was someone who loved to laugh, to help my core, to keep my back healthy. Couldn't do core, couldn't dance for a year. If I did, it completely drained me, and I felt very, very fatigued because my lower chakras were so blasted open. I did so much work of bringing them back in together, pulling my pieces back, worked with some other practitioners here and there, and I'm so incredibly grateful for them. And I kept coming back to my truth of what does my soul want to tell me? And my soul kept saying to me, you can't be an online full-time assistant anymore. This is not your highest truth. You are going through a birth. The world is going through a birth. We need you to be a photographer to help other women love themselves. We need you to be a meditation channeler to bring people into the highest vibration of love. We need you to really come out and be a medium and be a group medium, serve the masses, to do your intuitive coaching, to really help people come into the authentic self of them. While I kept seeing my authentic self, seeing who she was, feeling her. What is she wearing? How does she hold herself? What is she saying? And I kept lining up with her and saying yes. And here I am today, where I literally feel like I am that woman who stood before me in those visions, in those dreams. So don't give up. Have faith in yourself. Have faith in your path. And trust will get you to the finish line. Thanks for being you. Thanks for being in my life. Thanks for letting me do the work I'm so goddamn passionate about. Celebrating you.